We give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bashem, Require Kadash, the honors, the apostles that rule well. Salutations to the brothers in the four corners of earth, pushing this truth and sincerity. Back at it again. This video right here. This article, I found this article and it was intriguing to me. I said, all right, I got to share this with my brethren and my sisters that do listen, you know, or watch my video. But that's neither near nor there. We're not here for views. We're just here to do what we're supposed to do. They had a great saying and great debater: do what you have to do so you can do what you want to do. Right? So we all striving for the mastery. We all striving for the kingdom. Right? But the name of this article is "Shit Hit the Fan." The title of it is "The Middle Class is Collapsing." Literally, 1 out of every 4 Americans is now functionally unemployed. Right? There's a lot of people that's unemployed out here, y'all. I talk to the people mostly each and every day, especially like federal workers. A lot of them lost their jobs, and some of them got stripped from the 401k plan, right? Some of them got stripped from their 401k plan, man. And a lot of people are worried. We have relatives that work for the government. They are extremely worried, you know. Um, Once again, so we're going to this article. We're going to read maybe like 2 or 3 paragraphs from it. Right, we are really at the end days, man, and Trump is doing a hell of a good job, right? But anyway, do you ever feel like you are functionally unemployed? If so, you are definitely not alone. There are lots of people out of there who cannot pay the bills each month, even though they have jobs. Yeah, people got jobs and they still can't pay their bill. And a lot of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, man. You know, they want paycheck away from poverty, right? All right, going back to this article. In fact, there are lots of people out there who literally cannot afford to put a roof over their heads, even though they are employed. And that's a good point because house sales has tremendously dropped down, man. Ain't nobody trying to pay a 30-year mortgage, right? Especially the uncertainty of America, right? And especially when prices is going up, special essentials, food, water, right? Rent, everything is going up in this place, man. So ain't nobody trying to pay a 30-year mortgage. You got to be an idiot. And that's why apartments, you know, uh, are still being successful because you'll sign a 1 year lease, right? And some have 2 year lease, right? At least 1 year, you could leave after 1 year. You're not obligated to pay a 30-year mortgage, man. This is not the time for that, right? So I'm back at the second paragraph. Yes, there are many hardworking Americans who are now living in their vehicles or in their tent communities because that is all they can afford. In recent years, the cost of living has been risen much faster than paycheck have, right? Yeah, it's not balancing. The math is not mathing, right? Inflation is going up, but their paycheck is stagnant, right? Your paycheck is stagnant, but everything else is going up. So you got to make certain choices in your life of what you need to cut, right? Going back to this paragraph. And so now a substantial percentage of the population is living in a state of constant financial stress. The middle class has been collapsing all around us. Right. And that's what the government is doing. It's going to be two distinguished people. It's going to be the poor and it's going to be the rich. Right. And it seems like Trump is looking out for the rich, man. Right. It seems like he's looking out for the rich. Right. But Trump came out, what's that, a couple of weeks ago? And saying if anyone does overtime, he's not going to tax that overtime money. Hey, that's a kudos right there. But he's still a devil that the Bible speak of. He's still a devil that the Bible speak of. They throw a little perks there and then to make the Americans happy. You know, but if tariff, right, or everything else is going up, what's going to happen to some of the employees? The employees going to have to let go some of employees, right? Because some of these companies not making money like they used to. So what they gonna do? They're gonna let go some of these employees. They're gonna cut them, right? Right. So where's going to be the overtime? Where's going to be the overtime? There's some companies that have to take 1 or 2 days for them, right? Right. So anyway, the middle class has been collapsing all around us, and we are witnessing an extraordinary amount of economic suffering all over the country right now. For years, the federal government has been telling us that the unemployment rate is in the U.S. is very low. Everyone knows that is a bunch of hogwash. And I talked to this dude the other day. He said, "Yo, if you get unemployment checks, they're not consistent. Sometimes you have to hound them, right? You have to hound them for you to receive a check, man. Yeah, because why? America's broke. America's broke, man. Right? Like Jerry Salente said, America is circling down the drain. All right. So according to the report that was recently released by Lug Institute of Shared Economic Prosperity, the true rates of unemployment in the U.S. was 24.3 last month. Right, and that's real low. That's real low. It said, but another indicator suggests those pieces of government data may be painting an overly rosy picture of the economy, right? But they paint a rosy picture, but it's still low at the end of the day. They trying to uh, make the Americans be optimistic. So they're going to forge her up, right? A percentage number. Oh, look, America, we doing great. Come on, man. That's BS. I'm going to jump down a little bit. It's a LSEP measure encompass not only unemployed workers, but also people who are looking for work but cannot find full-time employment. Yeah, like I talked to this lady. She had to get 2 part-time jobs to make it a full-time employment. 2 part-time jobs she had to get. As well as they struck in poverty wage jobs by tracking functionally unemployed workers. The measure seeks to capture labor market nuance, right, that other economic indicator miss, such as Americans who are left behind during periods of economic expansion. Today, there are millions upon millions of Americans that are functionally unemployed, right? Yeah, so I'm gonna leave it at that. This is a good article. Your brothers and sisters could take a look at it, man. This place is circling down the drain, man. And I'm happy, man. Because this place got to collapse before Yahweh Shem Yashai come make his return to deliver and save the elect. And I pray I'm part of the elect. All right. So these are a list of companies that's collapsing, right? Businesses that are collapsing in 2025. Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's, Joanne Fabrics, Walgreens, Party City, Aldi's, JD Sports, Burlington Stores, Pandora, right? Walgreens. Walgreens is closing 1,200 stores, right? Walgreens closing 1,200 stores, man. Where we preach at is a Walgreens in that area where we preach at. And that Walgreens is shut down, man. That Walgreens is shut down. I don't understand how Aldi's is on the list because people need food. And Aldi's is going to collapse in 2025. I don't know. And Aldi's is like a discounted food store. But they on a list of collapsing, right? I understand Kohl's, JCPenney, Macy's. People are not buying clothes like they used to, man. People are not buying clothes like they used to. Like the thrift stores and secondhand stores, they thriving, right? So this is the massive U.S. stores closure in 2025, the full list of changes shutting, right? So I'm going to go through this real quick. Joanne Fabric, they're going to close 800 stores. Walgreens, they're going to close 500 stores in 2025. Macy's, they're going to close 66 stores. Family Dollar, they're going to close 370 stores. Dollar Tree, they're going to close 30 stores. J.C. Penney's, right? 200 plus closure in 2025. They're going to close 7 more in 2025. Party City, all locations are closing due to bankruptcy proceedings. Big Lots, right? They're going to close 500 stores, right? Kohl's, 27 stores, right? Outdoor retailer, Next Adventure says goodbye, right? So, hey, America is done. America is done, right? That's going to be the name of the video. America is done, right? You know, we got to, we bring our articles, you got to correlate it with the scriptures, right? Ecclesiastes 12, 3-10. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, right? The keepers are the bankers, right? And the strong man, which is Esau, shall bow themselves, and the grinders work on cease, right? Because they are few. And those that look out of the window be darkened. You know, yo, they're going to be looking through the window. Yo, Walgreens is right here. Yo, Big Lock was right here. I was going to fill out a job application, right? But they shut down. The windows be darkened. And the doors shall be shut in the streets, right? When the sound of the grinder is low, and he shall rise up in the voice of the bird. Cuckoo, cuckoo. That's your alarm clock. Your alarm going off, right? It's for you to look for a job and so on. That's your alarm clock. Your alarm clock off for you to go to work. You know, whatever the case might be. And all the daughters of the music shall be brought low. All right? Musicians, they ain't making money like they used to. Right? That's why they got to get into acting, commercials, and different things. They got to, once they make money, they got to get into a different business. Right? Because music is not popular like that, especially with the technology that's going on. People downloading music. Right? Number 5. And also, when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fear shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and grasshopper shall be a burden. Because what happened? When you can't take care the grass, cut down the grass and all that, because they're gonna be losing their job. Even people that take care of the landscape in the city, they're gonna be losing their jobs. It's gonna be major layoffs. So what's gonna be a nuisance? Grasshoppers, right? Shall be a burden, and a desire shall fail, because many goeth to his long home, and the mourners go about the street. Right. That's why 10 cities is developing in different cities of America. Right. I had read that earlier. People living in their cars. People living in a parking lot of Walmart to get access to the bathroom. Right. People staying by Planet Fitness in these workout facilities to go take a shower. Right. You can see videos on that on YouTube. Number 6. Or ever the silver cord be loosened, or the golden bowl be broken, or the pitcher be broken at the fountain, or wheel broken at the cistern. Right? Number 7. They shall the dust return to the earth as it was, and the spirit shall return unto Yahweh who gave it. Because there's going to be a lot of people. That's the reason why Solomon mentioned that in verse 7. Because there's going to be a lot of people going to die, and the spirit's going to go up to Yahweh who gave it. There's going to be a lot of death. Right? Number 8, vanity of vanities, says the preacher. All is vanity, right? Especially women. Oh, let me get a Chanel purse. Let me get a Birkin bag. Oh, you in the Lambo? Oh, okay. Let me holler at you now. Right? All that is vanity. Vanity. Stupid lace front or vanity, right? Nails, all vanity. Everything's vanity, man. Right? Trying to impress these ladies, get the baddest sneakers and the baddest clothing wear. All is vanity, man. All is vanity, right? Number 9. And moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Yea, he gave good heed and sought out and set in order many proverbs, right? This represents Solomon. This also could represent the brothers that's out there in the highways and byways and trying to wake up the lost sheep of the house of Israel, man. Okay? The preacher sought to find out acceptable words, and that which was written was upright, even words of truth. And that's what we do when we out there in the highways and byways. We spread what? Words of truth. And they got certain camps out there that spread a lot of lies. But that's neither here nor there. Hey, that's the end of the video, man. Once again, America's done. That's what we're going to name this video. America's done. Right? This article is the middle class is collapsing. Literally 1 out of every 4 Americans is now functionally unemployed. So we give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, right? Malawaf, Allah, Babal, right? May the Most High, you should understand that Hebrew was, again, real titties on YouTube, speaking evil against America and the devil. All right, see you on the next video. We give all praises to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah. Shalom, shalom.